Boston.
Hi, welcome and welcome back.
It's great to be back with everyone.
Yeah.
It's been a very busy summer.
Very busy.
We were away and we're back and we're just happy to be here.
Yeah. So what's been going on?
I was in Tennessee for a couple weeks, which was really fun. So
Nice.
I have some things that I want to show on another video. So maybe next week we can
We'll put together a showcase.
Yeah, all of the places that we went there and give people some information for anyone that is planning to go to the Nashville area.
Yeah.
But why don't we maybe talk about some headlines? There's some crazy headlines lately on Boston.
Well, we had this wonderful, for lack of a better term, thing happen where a poor, unfortunate pregnant woman was taken by one of her household family members. He held her hostage in the car. They were in Quincy, Massachusetts, and they drove around. He managed to hit 8 cars, which, that's pretty impressive.
And with her in the car?
With her in the car.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
She got away. I mean, she was fine and she was checked out and everything, but can you imagine you're like 7 or 8 months pregnant and someone like forces you into the car and drives around? That's terrifying.
I know.
That
I wonder what was wrong with him. That's terrible.
Yeah. We're going to assume he was insane.
Yeah.
Oh, and plus, so if you think summer's hot here, in London and the rest of Europe, they're having another heat wave. It's their 5th one this year.
What's the temperature?
It's probably, I don't know anything about Celsius, but I would say it's over 90 degrees, and they don't have air conditioning in most places.
Yeah.
Isn't that terrible?
Yeah.
And
Well, it was 100 when we were in Tennessee for a few of the days. The rest of them were like 80s, 90s.
Yeah, but you had AC.
The humidity was pretty bad. I know.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Terrible. So,
especially for those, and people were swimming, they were getting sick, they were swimming, people were drowning in Paris, trying to get out. They were going into the rivers and any kind of bodies of water that they could find in order to get away from the heat.
Yep.
And there were a lot of problems. I mean, people were actually drowning.
That's terrible.
Because they weren't supposed to be in those areas.
I saw that the Danube in Germany, it's been so hot, it's been drying up, and they're finding all kinds of like stuff in the river that's been there for thousands of years. So they found woolly mammoth bones, they found German ships from World War II, they found plates and whatever, but the water's that low, they can just see it all sitting on the surface in some places.
Wow.
It's nuts.
I know, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So why don't we touch on we want to give you the row update.
Oh, the row update. Okay. So row's still going well. I actually had packets of the collagen ones that were individual that I brought with me when we were away because we ended up driving. So I wanted to have, not bottles or things that needed to be refrigerated, things like that. So they were individual packets, and I'm really enjoying it. Like it's just making me feel so much better. I have more energy with all of the different vitamins that I'm taking, supplements. This TMG, we've only kind of breezed upon it. This one is pretty significant for fat loss. Ooh. And they were talking about how as you get older, if losing fat is harder than the way it used to be, it isn't about willpower.
Yeah,
they're like you can
changes.
Track and train and do everything right, but your body still isn't responding the way maybe it once did, which is kind of what I'm dealing with now. But it's about how your body processes energy, and that's where this comes in. It's a metabolic efficiency, and this goes, because it's also a liquid, it goes right to where it needs to go and starts working on it. So I'm very excited because I feel like I'm getting things more under control. I'm not having to just diet. I'm watching what I'm eating. I'm trying to eat better. I also have a gluten sensitivity that came out. They're working on that a little bit, which was causing a lot of like bloating and things like that. So coupled with eating a little bit better and being more cognitive of what gluten is doing to me, between that and I think these supplements, I've just been feeling so much better.
Good.
And I'm sleeping much better too. So
good, that's important.
I think it's pretty well.
That's great.
Yeah,
that's great. Yeah, you're very inspirational. I mean, I am enjoying your journey going along. I'm not happy that you have to be gluten-free.
Yeah, I know.
I've tried gluten-free bread, and God bless those of you that have to eat that.
I know.
But things are different now, though. I mean,
well, and you can still eat.
Yeah,
there's a lot of gluten-free like granolas and things, but you can still eat fruit. You can have cheeses. You can have milk. You can have
potatoes,
yogurt. Yes, there's like a lot of things that you can still have. You know, fishes. You're just not putting all kinds of glazings. We were going to Cava near us quite often because the kids love to go to Cava, and I was getting the bowl, and I got glazed salmon on it, and I was having a horrible stomachache every time I went, and I'm like, I don't understand why this is bothering me so much. And then the doctor was like, I think it's probably the glazing. It probably is gluten, and it's the glazing that's on the salmon.
Oh.
So it might mean that I'm going to need to do, you know, a more basic.
Yeah, you need to ask more questions when you order stuff. Wow.
So anyway,
okay,
that's where I'm going with that, and
That's
I've been pretty excited about it. So,
so what's been going on lately?
Besides going away, which was very fun. The ride was, we stayed one night.
Tell me about the ride.
Yeah, the ride. So we had 2 girls and 2 dogs with us on the ride, and my husband. And we stopped one night each way. Sometimes we do 2 nights. This is going down. We just kind of wanted to get there, and coming back, we just wanted to get back. So we only did the one night, so that was fine.
Where did you go? What state were you in when you got?
So we went through. It was actually really good because we completely avoided, when we go to Florida, you have to go through New York. And going to Tennessee, you can avoid New York City and all those bridges and all of that. So we ended up going through Pennsylvania, Connecticut, Pennsylvania, a piece of New York for a very short time, West Virginia, down that way. And it was excellent. Like, we had very little traffic.
Good.
The kids were great. The dogs were great. We stopped a million times to go to the bathroom and get another drink. So no, it was really good. And then coming back, we went to Buc-ee's. It was my first time going to Buc-ee's.
My sister loves Buc-ee's.
So that was they're opening so many of them that the original ones, the Florida ones, the Georgia ones, when you're going down, the traffic was so backed up on the highway. It was like an hour to get into the parking lot. And that's not even finding a spot. Like, crazy. So we've never wanted to do it. We've tried, and it just wasn't worth it. So now that they're opening more, we ended up stopping at one in Virginia on the way home, and that was excellent. We got a parking spot. We got right in. We were able to get gas at the gas pumps.
Good.
And they had 20 pumps or something. Like,
yeah,
crazy.
I thought they had, one of them had 100.
Yeah,
that might be in Texas though.
Yeah, it was really good. It was great.
Did you buy any Buc-ee's merchandise?
Yeah, we did. We bought T-shirts. I got the girls each a sweatshirt.
That's fun.
They bought a couple friends, like, little things. So yeah, no, it was very fun.
That's very cool.
So yeah, and I'll tell you more about kind of what we did in another video. But it was I completely recommend it. I know people think, like, oh, what are you going to do in Tennessee, especially for 2 weeks? But we needed more time. Like, we've been there before, but we took the kids to places that we had been, but they hadn't ever. We went to plantation tours. We learned all kinds of new things that I had never heard before from tour guides at plantations about the Civil War. Like, we just did so much. Like, we could have used another week.
Great.
With things to do. So yeah.
Okay.
It was
great.
great.
Let me tell you what I've been up to.
Yeah.
So I joined a rock choir a few months ago, and you have to try out for solos. So there's so many people in this group, and we only have so many songs we sing during the concert. So each song, they split it up between 2 people. So I was singing "The Power of Love" by Mr. Huey Lewis and the News.
Yep.
And
Huey Lewis.
We had practiced, we had rehearsed with the band, we did all that stuff. I had my part down. And we weren't just singing one part in the front. It was, she would sing a verse, I would sing a verse, we would go back and forth throughout the song. So it wasn't a long and steady thing. So the morning of the concert, I'm, getting ready, making my hair all nice and big and stuff. And she calls me, and I said, hello. And she said, hello, I have norovirus. I was like,
oh my God.
Great. So she's like, so I can't go. And now I knew her part, but not really knew, like, I had never had to sing her part. Her parts had higher notes. So,
oh my gosh.
So of course all I'm going through is, I just stood next to her the other night, Like, what if I have it? Oh my God, what am I gonna do?
I know, right before you go.
Exactly. So I panicked about that. But then that day, the actual show was starting at 7. This concert was starting at 7. I must have listened to The Power of Love. I really don't want to hear it again for like another year, right? After this, 80 times. 80 times.
So
over and over and over and over again. Yes, so I knew the song. And by the time I got to the rehearsal place, I thought I knew it, like down pat. But I asked our conductor guy to run through it with me, and thankfully it was okay. It came out well. I fudged in a couple of little places I didn't do really well, but I'm not a professional singer, but I do enjoy singing.
Yep.
And it was a really fun time.
Good.
It's a great place to meet people.
I was going to say that's a great hobby for people to be able to go. How many people do it?
It fluctuates. This time we had probably from day to day about 140, but concert day they told us there's about 160 because people can come from other groups, because if they feel like singing they can come and sing along with us.
Yeah.
Hopefully no one else got norovirus, but that would have been terrible if it ran rampant throughout the group.
That's so fun.
But it is a lot of fun. It is a lot of fun. Everybody's so kind. I recommend doing it. It really, just a little something to get out of the house.
Yeah,
and
feel good, do something positive.
Sure. Yeah.
That's excellent. Great hobby.
Thank you.
Good for you.
Thank you. Do you want me to sing that to you?
No.
Okay.
Maybe later.
Okay.
So one of the things I wanted to talk about, I thought it was pretty interesting, is the best rooftop restaurants, bars in Boston. And I have 11 to share with you. And they've come very highly recommended. Boston Fun Events is a great place to go for advice on, different fun things to do all around the city. So that's also,
find them on Facebook.
You can find them on Facebook. They're really great. You can, Google it as well. So Contessa was number 1. That's on Newbury Street. So that's really great. Terra at Italy Boston. That's on Boylston Street in the Pro.
Yeah.
That's great, Italy. You can basically get anything in there. The Overlook at Legal Harborside in Boston on Northern Ave. So that's probably in the Seaport.
Yeah, I haven't been to that one yet, but I've heard it's great.
Pier 6 Boston Waterfront in Charlestown. 5 is Mare Oyster Bar on Hanover Street in Boston.
I think it's Mare.
Oh, Mare.
I think it's Mare,
oh,
yeah.
Sorry. 6 is Lifted Rooftop Restaurant on Summer Street.
Lifted?
Lifted. Yeah.
Huh.
I've never been there.
Yeah, I haven't either, but...
Earl's Kitchen, which I do like very much.
I do like
I've been to a few of those. There's also one at Assembly Square in Somerville, but this one that they're talking about is at the Pro. Cunard Tavern on Top Deck in East Boston. Again, I haven't been to that one. Long Bar and Terrace at Raffles on Trinity Place in Boston. That's a good location. Rooftop at Riviera on Stewart Street. And lastly, number 11 is Foxglove Terrace on Western Ave.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a good variety.
Yeah. So I'd like to try some of these.
Yeah, I would too.
It's really fun. I mean, it's a great thing in these nice warm days to go spend the night, have dinner, be on the roof. It's really great.
There was a hotel called the Colonnade a few years back, and they had a rooftop bar and pool, and they would let people, like, if you were a guest in the hotel, you could swim in it.
Yeah.
And people would be drinking drinks around them and everything. It was actually a lot of fun. And you're right. There's the breeze, because Boston's right on the water.
Yeah.
The breeze, and it was just so cooling. It was just so nice to be outside.
Well, and it's beautiful. Like, Boston's actually such a nice city. I mean, over a lot of other ones, it's smaller, but it's cleaner, and, the views are just spectacular. From different spots, so it's a fun thing to do if you get a chance.
Okay, so I just wanted to touch base on a few free things to do. Well, I shouldn't say all free things, but this first thing is free. But some free things to do, fun things to do around Boston. Forgive me for stumbling over my words. So the first one is if you want to go to a movie, they have free Friday flicks at the Esplanade, which is right on the Charles River. Coming up this weekend, they're going to be showing the original Superman.
Oh, fun!
Yeah, with Christopher Reeve. So that, you can bring a blanket, and you can bring a picnic basket or a cooler, and you can sit outside, and if the weather holds, you can have a great time.
That's awesome.
Another
they
one.
probably don't allow alcohol though, so you probably have to put it in
right.
your water bottle. Because
you didn't hear that from us.
Yeah.
But yes, they do prohibit alcohol for obviously, safety reasons, because people can get a little nutso. The second one was the St. Anthony's Feast in the North End, and what that is, it's just really a celebration by the Italian community, because the North End in Boston is where the Italians have settled originally, hundreds of years and years ago, and they've built up a whole great restaurant scene, that sort of thing, but they still keep the old traditions. And one of them is St. Anthony's Feast. So there'll be all kinds of vendors, and they'll be going around the streets, and
all
they'll
foods,
have, it's just a lot
little
of fun.
boutiques and shops. And if you do go to that, or you do go into the North End, another great thing to do is the Improv Asylum.
Oh, right.
One of our sons was big. He's one of the writers and performers at the Improv Asylum. So that's very fun. Like, people love doing that. And stopping at like Mike's Pastry on Hanover Street is like best cannolis of anywhere.
See, I'm a modern pastry.
I know.
person.
I love Mike's. You're
like
either
Mike's
one or
too.
the other.
Really, you don't have to twist my arm. If you're gonna bring me something from Mike's.
Yeah. But that's a really great one. But those are fun things to do, and the improv really, it's a great
Oh
time.
yeah, the audience gets involved, and everybody. It's just hilarious. And since it's improvisation, it's never the same thing, night after night. It's always a different kind of show.
Yep.
So you'll have a blast there.
Yeah.
And then
and lots of times they'll do like different celebrity guests will come. It's fun. It's a fun place.
That's great. Well, my last recommendation, again, it's been such a hot summer. You can take a city cruise or a water taxi right from outside of Rose Wharf, and you can go over to East Boston that way, and you can so it goes right across the harbor, and it's just so nice. You're out in the water, you're just sitting there, someone's riding a boat.
How much
the
does
boats
that
aren't
cost?
huge. Depends. I think the last time I went, I think it was $20. I'll have to make a reference to that, but I think it was $20. But it was well worth it, because if you were to drive over there, the way Boston is set up, since it's such a small city, but there's so many older roads and there's construction and things like that.
One ways and all.
Yeah, exactly. To get to East Boston, you can take a water taxi across the water, or you can go to one of the outer great Boston Harbor islands, like Spectacle Island and George's Island, and you could spend the day there and walk around. They've got some Revolutionary War, relics and things like that. But just to get out on the water is just so nice.
But it only goes to East Boston?
No, you can go to, like I said, the Harbor Islands too. But there's
No, I don't. I mean, can you go to?
It will go to Long Wharf. It'll go to a place in the seaport. So there's a few destinations. You just have to go and tell them where you're going.
Okay, that's great.
So, but that one in particular that I'm referencing, it goes from on the water side of Rose Wharf.
Okay.
So I think that would be a lot of fun.
That's great.
All right.
Can you take it to Florida?
I'll see what I can do. We'll have to just get a lot of gas. Okay. So then we have a new segment we're going to be starting.
Yep. We keep getting emails sent from our subbies asking questions about different things. And so we thought we would just add it to the end of kind of every video, and anybody has any questions or anything they'd like us to talk about, or any kind of advice they'd like about anything, send away.
Yeah, if you have a question
we're happy
about Boston,
to bring it up and talk about it and see if we can maybe help with any decision or
even
anything.
things like real estate, or if you want to know about any particular towns. I mean, ask us anything, and we'll do the best we can to give you a great answer.
Yep.
So let me read to you what we received. This one was the best one.
Okay.
So it was, Dear B&B, that's Betsy and Brenda.
Boston and Beyond.
Or Boston and Beyond.
Yeah.
I like Betsy and Brenda better. Okay. How do you tell a friend that they're no longer invited on our friend trip? Everyone else has agreed on where to go and what is okay to pay, except for one girl. However, she insists on going on the trip, but we have to go someplace only she wants to go. Otherwise, she's a great friend, but I think this might end our friendship. How do I handle this? Thanks, fancy friend.
That's a tough one. I think that you really can't tell her that she can't go. I think you could have a conversation with her, maybe everybody would have the conversation with her, that this particular time the majority of people really want to go to whatever the place that they're talking about. This is kind of what makes the most sense for this trip, and they'd love to have her come, but they understand if she feels like it may be too much for her at that time, or
Maybe.
maybe the next trip she can choose.
I think, yeah, a
something.
compromise is really what's needed here.
Yeah.
And depending on, no one needs to feel attacked or feel like they're being left out on purpose. There has to be a conversation and say, look, this is where we say there's 7 people and one girl is in the group of the 7 doesn't want to go. Everybody should get together and talk about it and explain the reasoning. And if she still doesn't want to go or is insisting on going where she goes, that's a whole other problem.
Yeah.
But you can say you can still come with us, but like you said, a compromise might be, well, next time we'll go to the place that you're recommending.
And also, I think that it's important to know what the reason is can she not afford where they want to go? Because that's a different story. I mean, things today are so expensive.
True.
That you don't want to just leave someone out that can't afford it, because they can't afford it. Like, obviously not everyone's going to chip in and then pay for the person, but, maybe there's a compromise on where you're staying. Maybe there's, some compromises on what you're going to do when you get there, or maybe there's another similar city that might be a little less expensive. I think there's a little more information that we need to find out what the deal is, instead of it just being like, oh, well, either come up with the money or you can't come. Like,
yeah, that's a little
like
harsh.
not, yeah, especially if it's a friend's trip that they've been doing every year in
Right.
general. Like, how do you?
Yeah, compromise.
Yeah,
compromise is really,
right.
I think, the answer.
Right. Alrighty.
Okay. Well,
thank you.
Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next week. And we'll do the showcase of your Nashville adventure.
That would be great,
Okay.
and I'd love to do that. And we'll see you guys later. And hey, Boston, thank you, and goodbye.
Bye-bye.